Welcome back to the channel, guys. My name is Danesh and we continue on our journey with the Huawei Mate X7. If you previously saw, I just did a quick unboxing just to show you what's in the box and so on. But this time I want to show you the device itself. I've been using it for a few days now and there are two things that have really impressed me. One is the durability and the second is the camera, and we will do a dive into why on both. But jumping first into the device itself, we have the Mate X7 right here. As you can see, it is their all new foldable. Now it's got a new design on the back, which I actually really like compared to their older design. They call this the time space gate, which, well, is one of those very Huawei things, but this is the black version of the phone. It has a nice rough feel to it. Now when I say rough, I mean that it gives you that grip. It feels leathery, but it's not. And yeah, you also have a nebula red version as well as the brocade white. Now if you hadn't seen my social videos, and if you don't follow me on socials, do check it out. Dan Talks across the board. But the brocade one was really cool because, yeah, well, they use brocade, a brocade created material. And if you don't know what brocade is, do a quick Google and you'll find out why I think that it's very, very cool. But yes, the one I have is the black one. Apart from this, we do have IP58 and 59 water and dust resistance, which is why I said that durability wise, I'm kind of happy about this because it's been easy to use. I've not been really worried about the phone as I've used it, and I think that that's been something really nice to have. The other thing that has given me peace of mind is this hinge. It's been really good and really solid. Like, I've really not felt like, oh, you know what, I'm worried, it's a foldable, there's a problem there. Like, that part has really just not troubled me at all. They've got a 20% higher drop resistance in this in its folded form. Even when it's open, it's much more resistant thanks to what they call a 3-layer composite ultra tough structure. Again, very, very cool. And in the hinge itself, we have ultra strength steel. Now, in case you're wondering why I'm using these words, this is what is sort of mentioned by Huawei themselves. They've given me a few details, so I'm letting you know them, but I'm saying the, let's say, marketing terminology. But yes, I have enjoyed the durability of this phone. It hasn't felt delicate at any point. Apart from that, you've also got a composite aluminum body frame, which again, like I said, overall just makes the phone feel much better in the hand, much more sturdy and so on. Next up, we come to the other thing I've enjoyed, which is this camera. Now, one huge reason that I like this camera, and I mentioned in my unboxing video as well, is that compared to the competition, which ideally would be, let's say, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold, my biggest disappointment with this phone, even though I love the phone overall, was the fact that the camera, Samsung chooses to give you one good flagship lens and then, well, the rest is just old 10 and 12 megapixel sensors. Whereas in Huawei, they chose to give you a 40 megapixel ultra wide lens. You have a 50 megapixel wide lens and a 50 megapixel telephoto or macro. And I've enjoyed using it. Let me explain what I mean by enjoyed. As a reviewer, I choose to call that enjoyment when you just look at something, you click a picture, and the phone captures it for you. I'm not going to talk about pro settings and things you can do with knowledge of photography. So coming to those pictures, right? Let's start with the night photos, right? This is a photo that I took recently in Dubai at the beach, and look at that detail. There is so much detail inside this image, and that is something that I really, really liked. Apart from that, you've got various other images, right? So let's say we talk about the skyline, for example. Again, here as well, thoroughly enjoyed all the detail. You can crop all the way in and still get a nice clear image. And even if we talk into zoom ranges, right, as you zoom in, so this is 0.5, 1x, 2x, 3.5x, you've got that nice detail here. Even the building looks good. The colors are as clear as they were that day, and most importantly, they are accurate to the colors that were there. And we'll talk about color accuracy in just a second. Even while zoomed in, motion shots look good. This was was a photo I captured right at sunset, and again, same thing, even with the sun right in front of the lens, you've got some nice detail on the buildings, shadows look great, and color accuracy is maintained. Same thing here. In this photo, if I zoom all the way in, you wouldn't even know that it's zoomed in. So a good lens, nice portrait shots, great for selfies, and of course you can also use the front lens, the rear cameras for selfies. So yeah, it's a Huawei camera, man. They've been great for years, and yeah, I don't doubt Huawei cameras at all. Coming to that color accuracy, the reason the color accuracy exists is because of this sensor right here. This is what they call the chroma sensor, the color chroma sensor. Now, I'm not sure I'll be able to show this to you, but if I switch on the camera, I've showed this in previous videos before, but let's say we take this and I put my finger on the sensor, right? What you'll notice is that the color has completely disappeared, right? And if I take my finger off, you see the color come back. Now, it's not the best representation because of my camera itself, but the point basically is that the chroma sensor is there exactly for that purpose, to check on color accuracy. And I really like that. Greens look nice and rich, but realistic. Reds look really nice and rich, but realistic. So yeah, that's what I really enjoy about these Huawei cameras. Now, you're obviously buying a foldable for these displays, and mainly not this one, but you're buying it for this one. And in this case, we have an 8-inch display, and a really nice one in that case. We've got a 2500 nit brightness display, which comes off really, really nice. Now, I will show that to you in just a second. But first, I wanted to show you Google. Now, I have deleted all the Google apps that I installed because I wanted to show this process from scratch. So, because the main thing to note here is that if you've either followed Huawei News for a while or Google News, you know that Huawei does not officially have Google. They use an app called GBox to get you to access all Google apps. Now, GBox has been updated, as in, I don't know the technical terminology, but basically it was based on an old Android version of Android 11. Now it is based on Android 15. So Huawei claims that a lot of these issues of notifications, notification lag, and so on have disappeared. In my experience, they have. So let's go over to the app gallery. Now let's assume I want a Google app, right? So let's say I want YouTube. And now we have YouTube right here. Now, as you can see, it shows a link to get it. I will click it. And then it will say, hey, do you want MicroG Companion, MicroG Service? And you click OK. And it will install those two apps in the background. And then it will install your YouTube, which will show up over here in just a second. As you can see, the app is downloading. It'll do its verifications. And after that, nothing else. You just have to click on it, and you've got your YouTube accessible and usable. We'll get a few more apps over here. So we've got Google Chrome. So I just click install. And now you don't get that other notification again because it's the MicroG service is already installed. You can even get Google Play and basically get that. So as you can see, this is GBox. You get GBox as well. Once you get that, you will have access to all the Google apps as well. So yeah, so basically apps in this particular case are not a worry at all. You can install all the apps you want, use as many of them as you want. So like even let's check out a video. You've got that playing beautifully on this. I will switch off the volume so that I don't get flagged on YouTube. But there you have your trailer, right? Looking as beautiful as ever. An absolutely nice looking screen, right? Let's show that to you on this one. This will look better here. Look at that. Stunner. Absolute stunner. So you've got perfectly functioning YouTube. You don't have to worry about your Google apps at all. Now, apart from this, on the battery front, you've got a massive 5,600 milliamp battery on the inside. Nice, big, but I do think that batteries on foldables should get a little bigger now. But hey, we're still there. We're getting them slimmer. We're getting them lighter. So batteries, I guess, will take a generation or two more. I, in the past few days, have not had any issues with the battery, but also please keep in mind that usually my Android or other phones are usually my second phone, my work phone. So my usage is between light and moderate, unless I'm really testing something. So For me, I think that even for a heavy user, this will definitely be a full day device unless you are absolutely using the device open on the full screen all the time. I think it'll be a full day device for every person using it. Now, as far as the internals on this device go, we have the Kirin 9030 Pro processor, which is a 6nm processor. We have 16 gigs of RAM, 512 GB of storage, 1TB version as well. And I personally, I know that a lot of you will discuss that, oh, it doesn't have the Qualcomms and so on because Huawei is not allowed to deal with them and so on and so forth. In my usage, my concern is very simple. I'll give you an easy example, right? Let's assume we go to one of my images, all right? Let's say we go to this image and I want to edit it and I want to remove something. I click OK, I click on manual, I circle that and it makes it disappear, and it does a pretty decent job of that disappearing as well. My point is, as long as I have that processing power that I need, I'm a happy man. Are there phones faster than this out there? I'm pretty sure there are. Do we do benchmarking? Y'all know I don't. So yeah, take that as you may. I have no issues with the internal specs on this. I think the average user is also going to be perfectly fine. If there are gaming concerns, you guys know I'm not the perfect person to answer that, so just keep that in mind. That was my quick look at the Huawei Mate X7. Now this thing is, we don't have a local UAE pricing for this yet, so then you'd ask me, Danish, do you think it's worth it? Well, I leave that to you. Phones are such a subjective choice. On top of that, when you add the luxury part or the foldable aspect to it all, that turns into an even more subjective conversation. In my very little time with this phone, and yes, it has been given to me by Huawei, it is being returned, and no, they have not seen this video before I'm uploading it, but in my little time with this phone, I've enjoyed it. I like the camera, I like the way it feels, I like that it's rugged, I like, well, not rugged, but rugged by foldable standards. I love that I just don't have to worry as much when I have a foldable in my hand. I like all those things. And yeah, the past few days have been an overall enjoyable experience. But if you'd like me to do an in-depth video, don't forget to comment below so that I can use those comments and tell Huawei, hey, give it to me for longer so I can test it. But apart from that, my name is Danesh. This is the Huawei Mate X7, and I will see you in the next one.